The facts is what we want to know. What happened? Who died? What is the situation?
It's 5 W's, like really basic journalism.
That's all we need in this. In a situation like this, that's all we need. We don't need, this is a result of Trump's America. This is a result of conservative white people. This is we don't need that.
And,
just tell us what happened. Why do you have to make it? Why do you have to make this? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the JNC podcast.
JNC Cloud Thoughts.
JNC Cloud Thoughts, podcast. Episode 5.
We confirmed it. We actually started recording, and then I'm like, we should actually know what the episode is this time, because that joke is getting really old. So I actually quickly checked. I really should know, but we are in fact on episode 5.
Episode 5. Overall, JNC podcast, episode 9. We're grinding. We're getting there. We're going to hit 100 episodes soon. Don't
100
worry.
Episodes. Yep, that's it. Episodes. Episode. Oh, whatever. I give up.
Episode 5 of the JNC podcast, Cloud Thoughts, where like a cloud, our thoughts come and go. As a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, everything we say, please take with a grain of salt. We are, everything's coming off the top of our head, so don't get offended if we say something stupid, because we'll probably end up regretting half the stuff we say by the time we go and edit. So,
like the following, that again, we're both like arts majors, so take our opinions as you will, and I apologize for any other arts majors out there.
If we talk about climate change, don't take what we say as fact.
And society, because just society.
Society's so messed up.
It really is.
Need problems.
Yeah.
So
you know what? We were talking about this before we got recording.
What?
No, that just seems how it's always.
We were talking before. We were talking about so many things. Yeah. So we'll just follow up on what we were talking about before. But
because that's how we roll. But
we actually were talking about something before, though, as cliche as that is.
I pointed out, I had actually a very long debate.
Actually, hold on. Come on. Okay, sorry, guys. I got to say this. The Raptors game is on right now. If you guys don't know, we are from the greatest city in the world.
We the North.
So we may get interrupted just by a little bit of freaking out, because
if you hear yelling and happiness in the distance, or you hear 9 times out of 10 Caleb jump for joy or something, it's probably
not going to end up like that. We're down by 10 with 5 minutes to go, and it doesn't
really
it doesn't
up 10.
I know. And that's the thing that's pissing me off about the Raptors, is that we're crashing it, especially against OKC. Even last game we did that. It's the last 2 minutes of the game
they're in the Western Division, I heard, aren't they?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we should beat them, man. We're a better team than they are,
because we're second.
Yeah, well, Milwaukee's winning tonight. They're playing the Heat, so that's obviously a win.
Miami Heat.
And
I swear, a couple of years ago, back in the day, Miami Heat was balling.
Yeah, because they had LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh
and Kobe.
No, that's the other hot city.
But he retired.
Yeah.
Who did Shaq play for? Just out of curiosity.
He played for a lot of teams. He played for LA, Miami. Mainly LA. That's where he won most of his championships, but I know he played for Miami. I don't know if he won that championship with Dwayne Wade. Was probably with Miami.
Someone will correct us if we don't get it right. So,
but Shaq is the GOAT. You already know. Gang.
Who was I heard who? I think it was LeBron James, or it was. I don't think it was Kobe. It was
Yeah, that's what you guys are gonna hear.
I don't know if you heard that.
That's what you guys are gonna hear.
I just heard yes.
Yeah,
coming from upstairs.
And the thing is, it's probably just a 3-pointer, because right now we're down by 10. But anyway,
are you watching it live?
Well, I have the live tracker. I'm not watching the game, because that'll be way too distracting while we're doing a podcast. But I do have the score up, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on that.
All right.
Sorry, I've been. I have to be honest. I am a hypocrite.
Why is that?
Because I only started watching the Raptors once they got good. I didn't care about the Raptors when they were
basically half the Leafs fan too. Leafs fan. Actually, well, who do you think has a more dedicated
I've been
audience?
watching the Leafs for a while.
Me too. I'm gonna be honest. Ever since I was 5, that was my favorite team.
Yeah, but it's what? It's because my dad is from Montreal, and he always hated the Leafs whenever Montreal played the Leafs.
You just wanted to be the rebellious kid.
Always, yeah. It's exactly what I wanted to do. I even bought a jersey from NHLshop.ca or NHLshop.com.
Ooh, $100.
And it had my name on it. Yeah, number 88.
That's legendary.
Yeah, and I even put the C because I am the captain. I'm the captain now. Shout out Captain.
I was gonna say
Phillips.
something real nasty about.
Oh, was that? See, Danny Green is so good. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted right now.
That's okay. Don't make this conversation more interesting.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I definitely am a hypocrite.
Once again, I ask why.
Cause I'm claiming I'm a Raptors fan, but I didn't watch them.
Okay.
I
I thought you
them.
were segueing into something else, but
No. I'm just a dead ass hypocrite.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That about the
now
Blue
that
Jays
that's
too.
clarified.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking because I did watch the Blue Jays. I'm really painting a bad picture for myself right now. I watched the Blue Jays. I watched the Leafs. It's just the Raptors I didn't watch. But anyway,
I don't think anyone's gonna hate you for that though.
Yeah,
Being quite honest.
I think most Torontonians have deal with the same thing.
I feel like Toronto sports have really taken off in the past, like, I want to say like 4 or 5 years. Like people have actually really started to get like a hype.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me because I'm getting older, but I don't know.
No. I mean, the last time
Like baseball, basketball has been really
baseball's falling off again.
it was taking off. For a little
It
while.
was for those 2 years, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty slowed down right now. But for baseball, but yeah, no, you're right. Toronto sports is heating up as far as fan base goes. But
Yep. Leafs will always have.
Leafs
those
will always sell
dedicated-
out. Man, yo, can you guys stop scoring? The Leafs will always have a fan base because
Oh, sorry.
it's what?
No, I was gonna say real quick. Shout outs to McDonald's. I'm honestly not a big fan of McDonald's.
Oh, they
Apologize.
100%. You're gonna get what the thing you're about to say. You're gonna get it.
No, I'm saying for everyone else. See, does it only apply to like people in Ontario?
I would assume it's only people in Toronto, like the GTA. The 12. Okay, basically, if
Okay.
the Raptors get 12
Three.
points in a game, McDonald's offers
Free medium.
free
French
medium
fry.
fries.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna happen because I
I
think
see. Like I know how much Americans hold dear and no hate that how much they hold McDonald's to their hearts. So getting that free
McDonald's
French
is
fry,
better
man,
here, man.
you
I'm
go
not
berserk.
even capping. You guys need to
McDonald's
come here.
would go bankrupt if that was offered to the States.
Probably. I don't think so.
They go bananas with that.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think they'd probably make more money because the Americans wouldn't just get the medium fry. That's the thing. In Canada, they can offer a medium fry,
Mm-hmm.
and we will just get the medium fry. But
Right,
you'll go to
right.
McDonald's, and they'll get a medium fry for free, but then they'll order a whole nother meal, which will cost them $8.
That's marketing.
It is marketing.
Marketing's working,
Yeah.
and it makes you download the app too.
What?
You have to download the app to get the code. Yeah.
Oh, really?
How did you get the code?
I didn't. I just went to I went
Oh.
to McDonald's. Well, okay. To be fair, I did come from the Raptors game, so I think they kind of assumed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I thought you had to get like, because like the person I found out from, it's like, yeah, you got to download the McDonald's app, and it'll be
That's
on
probably
there.
it. It makes sense because because I was coming from the Raptors Spurs game, and I literally went to the nearest McDonald's, and they were just giving out free medium fries. Anyway, I think we should probably get our way for this intro because we are really going on a tangent here.
Oh, I know.
But
It doesn't matter. It's cloud thoughts. They come and go.
exactly. But there is something I wanted to talk about.
Get it.
It's kind of a serious topic. I thought, there's a couple other things we wanted to talk about tonight, so I wanted to get this one out of the way first, because, like I said, it is a little bit of a serious topic. But as you all know, I don't even know if we have any loyal listeners right now. For those of you who don't know,
We have like, as of posting this, well, I don't think as of posting, but like as of before I checked, well, looking at the channel right now, we have our most cloud thoughts viewed is 12 views.
yeah,
Hey.
and I think that might just be close friends and family. But
That's
anyway,
probably-
But
Yeah.
so for those of you who don't know, Josh and I, we study media, specifically media production, the study of media, the whole thing behind media.
well, you're more in theory. I'm more in practical.
Yeah, so he's
But yeah, so this would be more your area than
so
mine.
yes, but regardless, we're both involved in media. We both see it. We both look at it differently than the majority of people do.
Professional in training. let's say.
But
Pit.
So there was. I mean, this I know for a fact. You guys all know the incident in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Mhm.
With the shooting in the mosque. First of all, I just want to say that that whole situation is just disgusting.
It's awful. No,
I
that's
think
awful.
that
That's
I think
terrible.
that anybody who tries to give an excuse for anything like that they just need to sit down and think about themselves for a long hard time.
Yeah.
This is just like the most important time to pray for their families and stuff. So I just want to say that first of all, but I do want to say because like I said, being involved in media, studying it, you do look at things differently, and you do, I guess, on a subconscious, you're not really realizing you're doing it, but you really, at least for me, analyze media, especially how they report stuff. And there was something that I didn't really agree with how the media was reporting this, and this is something that I've seen from the media when it comes to any kind of terrorist attack, and that's the I don't know why they do this, but it's the grouping of an entire culture or religion when one individual commits
it sells.
Yeah.
This period. That's the only reason.
But I understand that it creates a hoorah or whatever, like people get angry, people get like triggered or whatever, and I get that, and it's all for clicks. But is that really where we are? Like where you have to use is that really like we have to, so what I'm basically saying, for those of you who don't understand what I'm trying to say, is they reported, so the guy who did it was like a white nationalist, and he put in his he had like a
body cam, didn't he? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about his like what's the word that it starts with an M. It's like a memoir. Was it the memoir? No, I think that's like
I will describe what you're talking about.
Basically, it's like he writes why he did the terrorist attack.
That works, whatever.
I think it's not
a memento.
No, it's something.
Not a memento.
I can't. Anyway, it's.
I get you.
Right. So it's the reason he basically writes down why he did it, and in the piece of paper or the document where he writes why he did it, he names people like Donald Trump. He names people like Candace Owens, who is a conservative political figure in the United States. He mentions PewDiePie, which is, we all know has been targeted by so for example, like the Washington Post is a very like I guess Democrat supporting newspaper, and they've targeted PewDiePie a lot. So you could say that PewDiePie has kind of a beef with left-wing media. So all these people he mentions in that document are basically all right-wing, right? And I saw it. The media, as soon as this attack happened, blamed it on these people. They were instantly attacking, like they were attacking Donald Trump. They were attacking conservatives. They were attacking they were attacking all these people who are not related. They have nothing to do with this crime. As much as you may disagree with what Donald Trump says, you may hate his guts, he had nothing to do with this.
I think, frankly, that's just really disrespectful.
And it, of course,
to make it about that rather than the actual like issue.
Exactly.
Of like someone like just ripped it on a bunch of like innocent people.
Yeah.
People, period. Not even the fact that they're Muslim, just people.
People in general. And somehow the media turned it into a race war and like a religion thing, when it shouldn't be about that. It should be about one crazy, stupid person who destroyed the lives of 60 people, and that's what should matter. And we should. And they made it, and the media instantly made it about race. And they do the same thing when it comes to like a Muslim terrorist. They group Muslims who do these terrorist attacks. Like, let's say you, like, for example, the guy who shot up the gay bar or the gay nightclub in Florida, in Orlando.
Okay.
So they instantly made that a race thing. They instantly said, "Oh, this is why we can't have Muslims. Like it's because like they believe a certain thing." And so that's one guy. That's one guy who thought that was the right thing to do, and he does not represent the Muslim religion. But of course, the media has to come in and make it about religion. It's disgusting. Like you say, okay, it does get clicks, but it's like, you can make clicks with other things. Like, this is such a serious topic that it's about humanity. This is such a humanitarian situation. Do you really need to make as much monetization off of this situation?
So, like, just anecdotal real quick. That's actually what I was thinking about today. But I swear I didn't plan this. This is exactly what I was thinking about today. Because we had a lecture on talk shows.
Yeah.
So we were like learning about the history of talk shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then my sorry, I was checking my levels. My professor was talking about like the reason why a lot of the news stuff or talk shows will pick certain events and spin it a certain way is because they know that they will get a reaction. It can go one of two. He said it would go one of two ways. One, it would either they would get a reaction where they would tune in to watch it, and then therefore the ad company, they would see that they would get, basically it would be, sorry, I gotta explain that first, sorry. So basically, as you know, like a lot of the news stations and TV, really they make a lot of their money off of
right.
ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of starts from the top, really, with like ads sponsoring media, and then the media creating any really story that they know they would get a reaction out of, which would cause people to tune in, which would therefore cause people to see the advertisements.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little bit of a paradox, kind of. And then the other reaction being that people would associate that event or that kind of terrible spin-on story with the advertisement, and that's obviously what they don't want to happen. But the main reason that the media does spin that, which makes a lot of sense, is because they know they would get a reaction, therefore they would get more ads, therefore they would get more money.
So I get it. I get it from a business standpoint.
It is. That's all it is.
I understand, but I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is, like, in this situation where it's 60 people have lost their lives. Why does that have to be this is how I'm gonna make my money? Like, you can't.
Just simply because
It's
they know
disgusting.
they'll get a
It's
it's terrible.
disgusting.
It's terrible. It's horrible
and
journalism.
People, and the thing that sucks is that people are gonna watch this and they're gonna see it as good journalism. They're gonna see it as good reporting, and all it is monetizing off of this tragedy. It's all they're doing.
It's terrible journalism. If you ask, and perhaps I don't, no, I'm pretty sure. Like, if you asked like I would say a journalist with good intentions, or like a journalist who's like, this is what another, again, I think I said this in another episode, but another journalism's told me that, like, it's very important that you get unbiased news. And I think like a lot of my professors who've done work in the news industry would agree with that. It is so crucial. And taking business out of the equation, it is so important that you present both sides of an argument and let people decide, or at least give the facts and let people decide. If it means to me, the only reason that you would need to say like it's their Muslim or like their race or their religion or whatever, it's specifically because for like a police report kind of thing, like this is the facts. Like, it was a white dude, they shot up a bunch of Muslims. I mean that respectfully, by the way, but
yeah, no,
you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying. If you're just putting it, if it's extremely relevant to the case, then that makes absolute sense. Like, of course you want to say like, okay, well, where were these people? Oh, they were shot in a mosque. Okay, fine, that makes sense.
However, the news is still a business at the end of the day. They're still in it to make money.
Of course, and I don't want to act as if everybody on this planet is saints and we're not all in it for money. But I just think that there are certain situations where the media can become, why can't we just act like humans? Why does it always have to be about money like that? In situations like that, like this is a loss for humans. We as a planet took an L that day.
You mean a race? As a human race?
As a human race, we took an L that day. And the media was like, let's make money off this right now. And it's just disgusting because we should be, the media, we always claim we're for the people, right? And it's like, we don't really care about the people. All we care, they're numbers to us. If we can rile them up and we can attack them emotionally, especially in a situation like this, we can get them riled up. We can get them to click on our
viewers. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking as if I'm
not saying that the news industry is like a very evil thing, but at the same time, you can't, like, the fact that that there is like it's motivated by getting a reaction is pretty well the main thing.
It just to me in this situation, I just don't think that you need to stray away from the facts. The facts is what we want to know. What happened? Who died? What is the situation?
It's 5 W's, like really basic journalism.
That's all we need in this. In a situation like this, that's all we need. We don't need, this is a result of Trump's America. This is a result of conservative white people. This is like, we don't need that. Just tell us what happened. Why do you have to make it? Why do you have to make this? I understand. Okay. Yes, it's business. Fine. You want to make money. Cool. But this is such a different situation. We are like, why is it, this is we're gonna make so much money off of this. It's just disgusting.
Here's the thing: I think it's one thing to make it like if it's gossip, that's one thing. Like it's like to me that's like borderline, like crossing the line. I think for journalism, but because I get it, it's gossip. Like it's at the end of the day intrinsically nothing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like people who have lost their lives because like and then they make a certain spin on this, I think to me that's way too far.
Yeah.
Way
And not
too far.
only is it going basically breaking all moral code whatsoever just to make a quick buck.
Mm-hmm.
You're also creating division within the planet. I mean, look at how if you really try, think about how the media can pin the two most populated religions, Islam and Christianity.
Arguably, yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to get people riled up, and you knew that people were gonna click and you were gonna get monetized off of those clicks.
Also, Islam. I wouldn't say Muslim. Muslim's like the individuals.
That's what I said.
Sorry,
Islam
okay.
and Christianity.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Muslim. Okay.
No.
My bad.
So, if you really wanted to spin it that way, why couldn't you? Like, I honestly would not be surprised. I didn't see this because I didn't look too much into it because I just stopped once I saw the original reporting. I was like, this is so disgusting. I'm not even gonna look any further. I didn't look, but there could be a news outlet that made it a religion thing against Christians, which for this guy who did in no way was this guy Christian.
No.
So but because he's white, they'll somehow spin it to make it Christianity versus Islam, and again pin the two most populous religions against each other. It's just disgusting. It's all for money.
You know what the unfortunate thing is too is because I think I say this very lightly because it's again like what I'm about to say is like super like just my opinion, but you do see like you would see more if a tragedy, and that's exactly what it is. It was a horrible thing that happened in Churchill. Christchurch. Sorry. It was a horrible thing that happened in Christchurch. Period. But the like it was. I don't know. It seems like in the last couple of years, like a lot of news, like anything tragedy that happens to like Islam or Muslims as individuals, like as a group, if anything happens to them, like it'll like 99% of the time make front page news. But in case again, this isn't to single out anything, but it's just interesting to me that they didn't cover there was a story that happened in I'm going to say Africa. I know it's a continent, but I don't know where specifically it was. I want to say it was okay. I'm not going to say if I don't know, but it was okay. I'm just paraphrasing, but it was something along the lines of like 4,000. I'm fairly sure it's more, and that's not to degrade anything, but like basically a very large group of like Christians in Africa were like shot up and killed. Just like mass like genocide, basically. Genocide's a big word. Yeah, it was around the same time actually.
And they didn't report
it. Which to me, again, this isn't, and this is completely besides the point of putting Christians and Muslims against each other. This is more about like, so you already know that you would get more of a reaction, a worldwide reaction. I think more of like this, like our generation's like reaction. If it was like involved Muslims rather than Christians.
Yeah, I found it. It's 2 Islamic groups target Nigerian Christians, 300 killed, while 72 others are supernaturally.
No, I don't think that's it.
It's a very clickbaity title.
Yeah, no. But anyways, again, the point isn't to put like the two groups against each other. It's literally just because like it's sad that Muslims become like the tail end of like the news kind of like business model.
It's just
if that
disgusting.
Makes sense.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And I honestly would apply that to any other thing that happens. It's not just Muslims. That's just kind of how the continuous there's a media term for it. I want to say it's a continuous story is the term, but that's not right. Continual something. Basically, like if there's one ongoing thing where the news knows they will get viewers a reaction, they will continue to report on specifically stuff like that.
Continuity is what you're looking for.
Thank you. That's what it is.
So,
but yeah,
I think just to end this off, at least from my point of view, you may, if you want to say something else.
Hey, that's good.
To end this section off for me, I think one of the reasons why it was so disgusting for me was tragedies like this should be reported. I think everybody should know about these things. But
right.
using using a tragedy like this, a terrorist attack like this, and spinning it to pin two religions against each other,
Or really just anything against
anything,
each other.
right?
Just
Basically,
just to get a reaction.
just to get a reaction, you are destroying humanity for money, and you claim as media, as these huge news corporations, you claim to be for the people,
the voice of the people.
the voice of the people, when you could care less about us. All you want is for us to get riled up so that you can make money, and it's disgusting, and I hate it. And if like, I'm in university right now, but if I get involved into a media company, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now, that is not to say that there aren't good. I want to make it clear that we're not saying that there aren't good journalism like places out there. However, I'm talking more about the
bigger ones.
the ones that actually get the attention.
Yeah,
because
the
they have a
mainstream
bigger
media.
studio. They have a bigger budget.
Fox
Whatever.
News, CNN, all these people. It's just I hate how you claim to be for the people, and all you care about is money. And again, I understand your business, make your money, but don't destroy us. Don't create division to make money. It's disgusting. Make money by reporting the news. That's your job. Don't create, this division where half the country hates each other, where two religions, the biggest religions, hate each other because you've spun it a certain way. This is about one crazy man who committed a terrorist attack. He is the problem. This is not about one religion versus another. This is one crazy person.
If anything, is an extremist version of said thing.
He's an extremist, and it goes the same way for any Muslim person who's committed a terrorist attack. That is one person. That is one mentally ill person, and that is the problem. That person right there, not the entire group that person claims to be a part of. Anyway, I just want to say that because that was really on my mind.
All right, now we need therapy.
Yeah, now we need therapy. Exactly.
Anyways, no. It is true, and I think that'll probably be an ongoing theme on this podcast and channel in general.
Yeah. So, I guess we can move past that now. There was something a little bit
on a brighter note.
Definitely on a brighter note. Recently it was in Ontario, right?
Specifically, yeah.
Okay, so Ontario, for those of you who don't know, it's the province that our city is in.
So basically, if you're on the east coast of the States, which is probably what you're listening to from us, just basically go north, and you're probably going to hit Ontario eventually.
Yeah, not Ontario, California.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, no, it's actually a city.
Well, then, all right. The province of Canada, guys.
Yes, Ontario, the province. So recently there was was it a law or like a ban or whatever?
It was a federal law. Yeah, in the school boards. Apparently, from what I've been told, it's actually not mandatory.
Okay.
But it is more optional for schools to opt into. And this is referring to the rule about, and I'm sure most people, if you're in Toronto, you probably know about this, is they've banned the use of cell phones in class.
Yeah, so I have the article right here from CBC. So Ontario to ban cell phones in classrooms next school year. Policy would prohibit cell phone use during instructional time starting in 2019-2020.
First of all, I want to be real. Like, even in the States, there's no way people are going to there's no way how you can actually enforce that. To be completely honest. Like, what would you do?
Okay, so here's the only way they could enforce it is if they see it. So if you don't take it out of your pocket, they can't do anything. So don't take it out of your pocket.
Okay,
I mean, you're not gonna come into class and be like, "Give me your phone." Be like, "Are you stupid?
Are you dumb?
Are you stupid? Are you dumb?
Don't touch my phone, man."
No, they're not. No way.
But okay.
But
this is the whole thing. I've really thought about too. Maybe I'm saying this now because like I'm kind of like looking back on high school, for instance. I don't know. But and then I was having this I was having a really, not like a heated debate, but like a really good, like healthy debate with a friend who's in high school, and I was like saying, I think that teachers should have the right at some point along the kind of let's say disciplinary scale to take away a student's phone. And I say that first of all, again, so the whole law apparently it is optional for school boards in Ontario. So like the TDSB, the TDCB,
the Catholic one.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
the
that's
Toronto Catholic District,
the
whatever.
Peel the Peel region, whatever. basically they all have the choice if they want to opt into enforcing this. Now, the part where I kind of disagree with, and I guess if you're in high school or if, you can let me know, is I think if, for instance, like if the teacher says like it really should only be once, like if a teacher sees you on your phone, like specifically during the time that, because I know like I don't know how it works elsewhere, but like you might have some teachers who will say, okay, this is like we're gonna have like a half an hour lessons, I'm gonna teach you it, and then you'll have the rest of the class or whatever to
like a work
to do
have
like a work period.
Yeah.
To me, work period, I don't shouldn't matter if you do it wrong, because at that point you're making your own decision.
Right.
However, if it's during the time when the teacher is teaching, like they're giving the lesson, I think you should put your phone away. And if the teacher sees it once and says put it away, and you take it out again, I think they should have the right to take your phone.
And this is in high school.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically high school.
So
that's what I think.
In high school, so this is classrooms. I'm pretty sure it's just high schools. I don't think it's university.
No, it's just high school. There's no way it'd be university.
Yeah,
You're
they don't
paying
think
for
they
university.
would. Yeah, they don't think they'd be able to. And I don't think the professors really care unless you're making.
No, they don't care.
If they're making a distraction, they might care. But
listen, we already paid their salary.
We already paid their salary. They don't really care. So, here's my thing.
All right, let's hear it.
Phones are an absolute distraction. There's no good reason to have a phone in class. Let's just be honest. Like, why would you need a phone in class?
Okay, I'm going to tell you like some of the arguments I was hearing from him. So he was saying, one, it should be on the onus of the individual to be, if you're distracted, that's your problem. Second of all, he said, and I'm not painting this as black. This is just literally the other argument, just so you get another perspective. The other argument being is that by having a phone, you will develop like in high school, really, you would develop the like self-discipline to, I guess, be like not distracted by your phone, or like to not use your phone. And what was the other reason? But like, okay, basically that was like the gist of it. And it's like that
by
was like
having a phone, you are learning to not use it.
You would have to virtually learn to not be on your phone, because if you do, there's a good chance your grades will probably slip. If you start getting like,
Okay, I don't really understand that.
Well,
point.
like I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Like if you if you're using your phone, like you're an active user, right, in your phone and blah blah blah, and then your grades start slipping because of that, you're not focusing in class, then you might think it might click for you, and you'd be I'm trying to snap it.
There
yeah,
you okay.
That,
so
like, I need to like put my phone away. I need to like get it in. And to me, he was saying to that extent, that's like the only way people are, they're actually going to put their phones away, because they realize as an individual that they need to. However, the thing
okay, that's fair. No, I will. That's fair. That's a fair point, because I will admit that's probably how I learned.
Now, however, I would say that at the same time, if it was a private school, I would probably agree with that. But it is a public school, meaning that everybody is
everybody's
more
allowed.
or less paying for it. I would say collectively paying for it. Not them, but it is like a public school.
Yeah.
So I do think that because it is such like a prominent thing in like our generation, like you have to be connected on your phone.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if it's required for the class, obviously take your phone out.
That's the thing. People make that argument, but it's like, when do you actually like need your phone?
Probably like, once or twice an entire year.
For what though? Like, what would you need it for?
I don't know a specific example, but I know maybe once or twice a year you would need it.
What I've heard is like I've heard three main reasons. One is to use it for research, for assignment. Two, to use it as assignment
in class.
After like when you start the assignment. Two, is to use it as a scientific calculator. Or three, to use it as like a graphing calculator. And then people are like, why would I go spend $70-$80 on a scientific or graphing calculator if I can just use my phone? And it's like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Are you really? Let's be real. Are you actually gonna use your your phone as a calculator?
Okay, so
and not get distracted by like if a notification pops up on your phone.
Okay, so the calculator, that one I agree with,
I
because
don't.
Scientific calculators are super expensive.
They're $10 at Staples. Let's be real. No.
Oh, never mind. I'm crazy.
If it's a graphing calculator,
that's what. Graphing calculator. That's what I was.
I would think if you're in that high level of math, using a graphing calculator, which I think you only.
I used a graphing calculator in grade 11.
Yeah, but I think isn't it usually only like
Hold on, they provide that to you.
Yeah, I thought normally. Yeah, normally they do.
Forget what I said. Forget everything I said. The graphing calculator is provided to you. A scientific calculator costs you $6.
Yeah.
Like,
And then they say to do research. I'm like, well, then they'll probably give you like one of those, even though they're kind of crappy.
There's
Ooh.
okay. There is.
That was weird. Sorry, I lost what you were saying. The like the little Chromebooks. I know they're crappy, but I mean at the same time, they still get the job done. Like in terms of research in class.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do that. Sometimes, or like you do like an e-learning for whatever reason.
Okay, but how many times are you gonna do that though?
I know, right? And to me, I don't think there's like a valid. And then people are like, what if I need it for an emergency? I'm like, listen, okay. When I was when I was growing up, even in elementary school or high school, whatever, like kids have a phone in like grade 6, middle school.
Yeah.
And I know this doesn't apply to them necessarily because it only affects. I think it's only targeting high school. But point being is that like if I had I didn't have a cell phone. Like if there was an emergency, they would call the office. That's why you have like hall monitors and stuff like that. Depending on the area, granted, perhaps like if it's a more like kind of sketchy area and you kind of like, yeah, I need my phone to call the police. At the same time, like what would pop up that the office would.
Okay,
like,
so in that argument,
you know?
I would say I don't think there's a problem with having a phone.
No, sure, for sure.
You can
have your phone,
Sure, on
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But why do you need it?
There's no
You don't
need
know to take it out.
No, there's no
What's the
reason
point of taking
to take
it
it out.
Now, I will agree. So with what it was Brian, right? Mutual friend Brian.
Homeboy Brian.
Yeah, homeboy Brian.
Shout outs to Brian if he's probably watching.
Shout outs to Brian if you're listening. Thank you for the inspiration.
Hey.
So Brian's point on basically it teaches you, I do agree with, because that's honestly how I learned.
Mm-hmm.
If you are never at that point where you have to tell yourself, okay, I should put my phone away, then you're not going to learn. So I do. Okay. That is fair because I didn't get my first phone until I could afford it. So that was like grade 11. So my junior year of high school is when I got my first cell phone, and over time I started to realize how much of a distraction it was. So then now when I'm in university, I know for a fact I don't take it out. So that I understand. So for that reason, I don't know. It's tough though. It's like.
Now, I think the problem with that argument with that, it's very individual based.
It's very individual based. Because it worked for me, but it may not work for other people.
Right. And it's like, because some people, like, I'm going to be honest, like, this is anecdotal, but, like, I didn't really care about my grades until probably grade 11. I actually, like, I just personally wanted to get honors. Like, that's what I wanted to graduate with honors. So, that's, like, that was just totally on me. So, I actually did try a little harder. But to me, like, if, like, and this is the same in university, but you can't really, like, to me, if I'm, and I sit kind of close to the front, like, during lectures, right?
Yeah.
But, and I'll see, like someone will have their, like, computer out, and they'll be, like, watching, this kind of goes back to the previous argument, but the same, like, it's like, dude, again, like, why are you here? If you're going to watch, like, a movie, it's like, why are you here? Why? And the thing is, and that's the same question to me for, like, kids, and I say kids, but, like, guys in high school and guys and girls in high school, like, it's like, if you don't want to be in that class, like, it's public school, guys.
You can just not
just
go.
dip.
Yeah.
Honestly. Now I know they'll probably call their parents up because that's
yeah. Unless you're 18. I still remember that being 18 and skipping, and they couldn't do a single thing about it. No. That was amazing. But yeah, I don't know why anybody. So I guarantee you will still be able to bring the phone into class.
No, of course you will. But I'm saying it's just my question is like, how are they actually going to enforce that? Like at that point,
that's what it would be. If you took your phone out, they just take it from you and they give it to you at the end of class. I mean, it's not really like, what are they going to say? Oh, you're stealing my phone. It's this theft. Like, you're just putting it at the front of the class.
See, I don't see why, like, at the start of class, like, it'd be so much easier to just, like, I'd be like, okay, guys, can you, like, just sit your phones on my desk? Like, I don't see what the problem with that is. Like, what do you, like, need? Okay, unless it's, like, hey, I have, like, a family emergency, like, I'm waiting to hear if my mom's, like, out of the hospital, like, something like that.
But that's what I mean. That's why I don't have a problem with them having it in their pocket. Because you know for a fact students are not going to put their phone at the front. They just be like, I don't have a phone. That's what I would say. Mm-hmm. Put your phone at the front. I don't have one.
But the thing is, and in the general thing, like, the fact that it's being made a law, it's like, well, like, how are you actually going to enforce that? Like, what is the consequence going to be?
Right. So that's an interesting thing to look at. Is it just
like you're giving the teachers the right to take away their phones at their discretion, by the way? So it could be a very strict teacher saying, like, having no tolerance, and, like, the remote, they could just say, oh, I saw a student with his phone, if they did, yes or no, if they didn't, and then just take it. Or there could be like a super chill to be like, guys, I really don't care. You can use your phone.
Yeah. So the article I'm reading here is that it's an actual ban. Like you can't. There's no phones in class. There is.
See, now at the same, I would say that politics don't belong in that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, it depends. The politics, if you look at it, it's in the benefit of the student. They're really trying to help the student out here. I mean, what other than the things we talked about, there's no reason to have a phone. So if you
There isn't, but at the same time, it's like, if that is like the individual's choice, unless like for instance, like say they're like they're playing music really loudly out of their headphones, so that's an issue. But I mean, if they're just like sitting there like just kind of looking down, texting during the lesson, it's like that is an individual thing. And then the fact that it is again their own property, it's not the property of the government's. At the same time, like
yeah, but they are using government property.
Well,
I mean,
even at the same time,
school is government property.
that's still opening the doors to like give like government workers the right to just like yoink. You know what I mean?
Honestly, man, I'm telling you, if this ban, well, it is going through, but if a teacher takes your phone and is just putting it at the front.
No, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm just saying I don't think like in that kind of sense like politics should kind of be in that thing. Then again, it is public school, so granted, I will give you that.
I think it makes sense for them to get involved because it's a government-run school.
I will give them that. Yes.
So that's why universities and private schools are not going to be affected.
No, because it's like they pay for it.
Because it's paid by the students, which makes sense. But you're using a government-run facility, then the government should have the right to have rules over that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, your phone is your property, but you're using that phone in government property.
I would say to add on specifically that it's being used like to just like ultimately to distract you.
It is a distraction. This ban is completely in the benefit of the student, and there's no reason to have a phone in class.
Yeah, no, I remember now he was saying more about like the argument being it's like, well, it's actually helping them if you let them have their phone. It's like, well, it's like he was saying like, well, then what's stopping people from continuing to use their phone like in university? Like nothing. But I'm just saying in terms of like high school is actually a pretty crucial part. Like university is, you get your degree and so on, right? You learn your skills and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like high school is actually pretty important if you think about it. Because like if you don't have certain credits to do stuff, you're going to have to go like a whole other year or semester like to go get that credit.
Yeah.
And
high school is very
like,
important.
Because like you say you want to do one thing in high school, but then,
and then
down
you go
the line,
to university,
I know I did
everything.
personally. Like I totally changed my mind as to what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But so it is important. I think you do well.
I think
high school.
I don't know. I just don't see why people are making such a big deal out of this. Like,
I know.
It just to me it makes sense. Like, why would you even want? I mean, I can understand why people would want their phone in class, but what benefit do you see of taking your phone out other than what Brian said, which is where it teaches you a lesson?
It's basically just saying like, oh, if I continue to use my phone, this will be the consequences of
it,
right?
So that totally makes sense because, like I said before, that's probably how I learned to not take up my phone in university lectures right now.
However, what at the consequence of other people being distracted potentially?
Even if you're at the back and you're not distracting anybody, like why? It's like why are you even there?
If you're not gonna be there,
just leave.
It's like take attendance and then dip.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, even then, teachers are smart enough just to not, just to mark you absent.
Well, because if they
because if you take the attendance sheet and like let's say you have some student take it to the attendance office,
mm-hmm.
you can just go back. Like, so I've seen teachers do that where they're like, "Oh, I see you left right after I took the attendance sheet. Okay, I'll go change it when I'm done my class," and then they go change it.
I don't feel like all teachers do that. Just some.
No,
teachers.
I mean not all of them, but I have seen it though.
Now he was also saying like, oh, like some courses have more weight than the other. It's like I think he's in calculus. And he was saying like
right, so any university
and
course.
To me, I'm saying at that point, like, why would you even like you would need to do well, like you didn't even need your phone at that point.
Why would you?
Because like you're hurting yourself by like if you're taking that course, you're saying I want to get into like X higher university program.
Yeah,
having calculus because that's really freaking hard.
Yeah.
So and then he's saying, well, why can't I use it in like stuff that doesn't matter, like open course, like an open course, for instance?
You're using a government run, like the whole thing is government run. The tax money from Ontario taxpayers is going towards that school, and you're basically disrespecting it by using your phone.
Well, I think there's much worser things than using your phone that disrespects the public system.
I mean, I
let's be
totally
real.
agree with you, but at the end of the day, using your phone is it's a slap in the face. I mean, it's like we all pay taxes so that you can go to school for free, and then you just go there and show up and not even care. It's like, you know what? I think it's because I'm more like in tune with taxes and maturity that I'm bitching about this right now.
Because we're like looking back on high school now.
Yeah, I guarantee you it's a totally different perspective if you're in high school. So it's kind of hard for us to speak on it. Like we were in high school,
We were in
but
high school like 3-4 years ago.
we're not in high school anymore. So it's
No,
kind
I
of hard
know.
for us. So I mean, our opinion is not going to be as valid as we think it is. But I'm just saying.
No, that's why I was saying like, yo, if you're high school, comment down below. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Like real talk. Actually, let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Because it would be interesting discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that most people would agree with me, but I'm just a cocky bastard. So no, I'm joking. I just think that there's no reason for it to have it, and like the ban is just more incentive to not take your phone out, which is gonna help you in the long run anyway.
Like I'm thinking like, yeah, you have lunch. You have like if you use it before the lesson, like before the lesson gets started, sure, that's fine. If you use it like you got time in between classes, you got time before school, after school, lunchtime, and spares if you're in senior or 12th or grade 12. I mean, like it's not like you don't have time not to use it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think a lot of it just has to do with FOMO. Like
Now, okay, this is the other things, and then we got into like the topic of like addiction with phones, because I think that is like the biggest thing. It's like like at the same time, do you think it's helping? Like, because it is like a real thing. Like, yeah, people are addicted to their phones.
Yeah.
Like, because again, paraphrasing like a lot of like other science quotes and stuff like that. So take that as you will. But basically, like a lot of arguments say that the same like this, if you get like a like on Facebook or using your phone and like getting a reaction from stuff on social media, it like releases like dopamine. You probably heard this like a million one times. Yeah. So it is an actual addiction at that point, right? So the question is, and then this other question being is that if you're using like addiction as an argument, does the government have the right to, in a sense, parent some sort of kids if other parents don't do it?
So I think it doesn't. I wouldn't consider it a drug. I would consider it an addiction, but I wouldn't consider
no, it's not
it a
a drug.
drug.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction, just like coffee is an addiction.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, the government doesn't really, it's not like it does harm the person, like coffee in its.
But that is an individual at that point.
Yeah.
It's like harming the individual.
It does harm the individual. I just don't think it's as serious as like a drug. Like I think that like a class 1 or class B or whatever they are, however the classes go, whatever the class A or B, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Class A or class B drug, that should be something that the government should get involved with. I don't think that phones or something like that should be something they get involved with. But
It's just interesting to me, like why the suggestion for that bill. You know what I mean? Because it does seem like a very conservative thing to do, or in America's case, Republican thing to do, because they're very like, yeah, we gotta like these are like
but it's
traditions
in the
thing.
benefit of the student. Like people
It
they
is.
just think of it. Oh, they're just look at these old guys. Like
Well,
they just
okay.
man, they just care about you.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate here, but at the same time, it's like what role does the government have though in like more or less parenting kids?
It's not. They're using a government facility that taxpayers run, or taxpayers funds. Excuse me. They have the right. It's like why the government can make up rules in community centers because they're run through the government funding.
Well, I would say then if you really want to use your phone that badly, then you got to go to like.
Just use a bathroom.
Well, no, I was gonna say like go to private school, like pay the money, go to
not
private
that
school.
serious, but like.
Well, I'm just like, on the extreme end of
The
things.
extreme, if you want to use your phone in class, yes, go to private school. Even if you just go to use a washroom, like, oh, can I use a washroom? Like, yeah, sure. Go to the washroom, use your phone then. You don't need your phone. Like, it's in the benefit of the student. And then there's this whole uproar of like how, oh, they don't understand us. They're just trying to they're just trying to take away our.
We
No.
must rebel.
It's so stupid. Like, man, they just care about you. They just want you to have a better
Well,
education.
care is one thing. I'm sure there's some sort of like underlining motive between doing that, but
Well, what would you think it would be?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting into conspiracy at this point, but I always try to kind of play the devil's advocate in that sense and look at like, okay, what is the other side to this? You know what I mean? Because it's important to think about that. But
I just, you know what? Again, it might just be because of what I experience now in university, but the most annoying thing to me is like people who don't listen in class and they're on their phone and then they bitch and complain about not getting good marks. It's like, oh, you guys don't do any. Okay.
That's ironic considering the last podcast we had.
Oh, but if I get a bad mark, no. This is totally different.
Okay.
Because I'm the class clown. I'll make stupid noises and I'll laugh with my friends and I'll talk during lectures. I will never complain about a mark that I get because I know it's deserved. If I know.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, this is different. These people think that because they're paying for university, they deserve everything. There was this. So last semester, first semester, second year, we had a course called documentary and film study. Okay. So we studied documentary, right? And our prof he has a PhD in documentary study. I don't know the exact field of it, but he has a PhD in the field that he's teaching. So this guy knows a lot, obviously. Okay. And the way he teaches is very, I say very scholarly. If anything, it's very to the book. It's
sure.
very, you have to know the terms he's talking about. You basically have to be in his prerequisite course, which is a course we took first year.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically have to take that prerequisite and you have to read like the readings. You basically have to do everything that he is giving you because the terms that he's using, people won't just
like
know.
all the university standard stuff.
Yeah, you need to know these things because you're not just going to figure out what he's saying just by going to his class with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he does make that very clear in the first class. He made that clear. He's like, listen, you guys need to do the readings. This is a very important part of this class, blah, blah, blah. So we had a midterm. And it was a very hard midterm. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do very well on it. Basically the average was like a 55%. It was awful. It was awful. But the amount of people who came out after they got their marks back and blamed it on him was disgusting. It was, you're a bad teacher. You're this. You're that. You're blaming all of them. And I went to all these people. I went up to like 6 of them, and who were complaining. And I go, oh, but did you study? And they go, no, I didn't study because I couldn't study. I was like,
I couldn't study?
Oh, you didn't study for the midterm and you got an awful mark. So why are you complaining? Oh, because I can't take notes in his class. He says really weird words. He talks too fast. He does blah 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 blah. Oh, so you're making excuses. That's what people are doing. They're just making excuses.
I didn't know you could lay it down sometimes.
I hate it.
Wow.
Who are you blaming? You're blaming the professor for you not studying? Like, if it's really that serious, go and talk to him after class and be like, hey, I really don't understand the thing you're saying. Can we please work something out? Did you read the readings? Well, no, I didn't read the readings. Well, no, I didn't do this. No, I didn't do that. And it's bro.
Damn. Okay.
I was so mad. I got a bad mark, and it's because I didn't study. And it's not because of him.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean,
Who says that? Oh, you are a bad professor because I got a bad mark on this midterm, but I didn't study.
See,
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That was something like similar because I had a history class and like it didn't turn out very well for a lot of people. And I did try to study, but I think in the end, like it was just one of those kind of tests where it's like the questions were like worded just very kind of obscurely. And it wasn't like in the textbook it said this kind of fact. It wasn't kind of word like, oh, who did this in 1864 or whatever.
Yeah.
It was more like a really like strange kind of wording, and it's like it was. I did terrible. I got like 58 or something like that. It was terrible. But I don't know. Yeah. Sorry. Get back to the point. That was just my little. My little 2 cents.
I mean, like. I'm not gonna say I'm a genius. Like there's been tests that I've done poorly on. That midterm, for example, was another one I did poorly on. But I'm not gonna blame the professor for my poor study habits. And I just think that, going back to the phone thing, I see people in class who just come to class. They don't take notes. They're on their phone all class, and they get bad marks, and they're complaining. It's like, what are you complaining about? You don't listen to anything.
Well, you're not wrong. I don't think
people who complain about stuff, I mean, if they don't have a reason to complain, that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves in life is people who, complain and they have no reason to complain. I can't stand it.
It's university or college, whatever they.
Yeah, but you're paying. Why would you not study? I mean, I can ask myself the same
university
question.
life, man. It's like rush party.
Bro,
I'm just kidding.
I didn't study.
I'm just kidding.
But I didn't make excuses for myself. I was an idiot. I didn't study. I was a lazy, procrastinative douchebag, and that's why I didn't study.
And shout outs to those who actually like managed to do pretty well and like still work.
There were, oh my gosh, this is one guy named Tim. Bro,
Tim.
This
Tell me about Tim.
guy's from the Netherlands. Bro, Tim is a genius. Bro, this guy knows everything. This guy did that midterm, got like an 80, and then we had like a end of year presentation. It was like a 25-minute presentation. Tim's presentation was unreal. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tim. Bro, that guy is a genius. That guy showed us all up. He studied, he got the notes, he did everything. If he can do it, that proves that somebody can do it. Mm-hmm. It's not like every single person in the class got a 55. He got a really good mark. So if he got a good mark, that means somebody else could have got a good mark.
He's doing something right. I think honestly, and we're coming to the close of the episode now, but I think another good topic, if I remember now for episode 6, is that we should talk about standardized testing. That'd be a good topic. Mm-hmm. I like that.
I'm down.
Because that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to like just do I know it's cloud thoughts, but just do like a little bit of research, see what how I know Finland is like the common thing that everyone compares to. Yeah. Or like some like the Eastern European countries.
They're Western.
Eastern European.
No. Western European.
Wouldn't we be considered Western?
We are Western.
Well, but
we're not European.
Okay, whatever.
We're North American.
Yes, that's true.
Are you talking more about if you're talking about heritage, then we're Western Europeans. Okay, I kind of understand what you were saying there, but
yeah.
Regardless, anyways. Finland, very close to Sweden.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How long do we have left? What are we at?
It's at 56.
Because you don't want to talk about the other thing?
I want to keep it around an hour. I don't want to.
We'll save it for the next episode. We'll save it for the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, we got a super juicy topic. Oh my gosh.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Yo, you don't even know, bro. This is going to be the greatest topic, but you guys are going to have to wait. Hopefully I friggin' remember this topic
No,
next
but
week.
Please actually come back. We really did.
We only got 3 views on the last episode, and I'm very sad.
My mom says if I don't make money and pay rent, then she's going to kick me out. So please.
Yeah, this podcast needs to get us rich. Okay, guys, seriously
Stellar.
though. We're gonna get guests on the show. I know we've been saying that. No, we are. I'm telling you, we're gonna happen.
We're doing it.
I know we've been saying that since episode 1. We are gonna get guests on the show. We just need to figure out where we're gonna record situation. Because as some of you may know, you may have heard me say this at the beginning of this podcast. We record at Josh's house, so Josh's studio. So
my little studio, 2 mics and custom computer and audio interface.
Yeah,
that's how we do it.
We're super blessed. But
here in the 6.
So we basically just need to figure out the location for where we're gonna get the guests going, because
we need some more space for sure.
We need more space. We need a place to put more microphones. So we just need to figure that out. But we are getting there. We are very close. We have guests who want to come on the podcast. We've got a very exciting one. You guys are gonna love him.
Me too, because I have no idea what he's talking about.
Sneak peek. CEO of Dyson, maybe.
Ooh, hello. Because that's what everyone wants to talk about.
Guys, Dyson vacuums are not the end of the Dyson company. I'm just gonna let you know.
What?
No. The vacuum is not where it ends.
Stick around,
not the
boys
fans,
and girls.
Not the humidifiers. That stuff, it doesn't end there. There is something exciting coming from Dyson.
Boys and girls.
And we're going to get this guy on the podcast, and we're going to learn a lot about Dyson. Trust me. You guys think you're going to be bored listening about Dyson? You guys are going to be off the wall excited. You're going to go home, tell your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your auntie, everything.
Before you know it, it's going to be a Dyson house.
You're about Dyson? Okay.
Guys, Dyson. Like, it's sick. Like, you know how, like you see stuff on trending? Like, that's going to be the next big thing. Like, hashtag Dyson.
JNC interviews Dyson CEO.
I think he just associate.
I know he's not the CEO. If we got the CEO, we're on a different level. But yeah, we will be getting guests. So please just stay tuned for that.
Even if there's something like that you guys like feel like is interesting, you want to hear about it, let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, anything you guys want us to talk about, we are desperate. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, yeah.
No, honestly, if you guys want us to talk about something, maybe something that's been on your mind that you want to hear our opinion, let us know in the comments.
Share your cloud with us, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yo, link us to your cloud, fam. But yeah, let us know in the comments, YouTube, SoundCloud.
Before that cloud floats away,
yeah,
send us a message
before
today.
before it comes and oh my gosh,
Hello?
before your cloud floats away, send us your.
Message today.
We
either,
have to.
either I have the 6 bars, or I just came up with a sick logo for like a company.
Okay.
I mean a slogan. Sorry.
Write that down. We're gonna figure out a way to make it
Yo,
sound a little
scribble
bit
that
better.
down real quick on a napkin.
Yo, we're gonna figure out how to make that sound a little bit better. But I think
One coming, and I'm gonna say this real quick before we finish off. One episode I want to do is we're gonna get a bunch of like basically our kind of like our little squad together, group of guys. There is a lot of Scarborough. I'm not the oldest in our group, but anyways, there's a lot of slang that people will say in Toronto, and I honestly have no clue what you are talking about. And I've been raised in Toronto. I have absolutely no clue. So
okay.
I want to do an episode where like I try to guess what those words mean. I know
Okay.
some of them, but like a lot of the stuff I heard in high school is like outdated now.
Okay.
So
Guys, I'm telling you, stay tuned. We've got big things, bro.
big
Bro, stay tuned.
bars.
Business about to be booming.
But please actually do. Like we would really appreciate it.
Yeah, we need you.
Okay, guys. Well, at the end of the day, my name is Josh. I hesitated for a second. My name is
I don't know.
that's my name.
Check my birth certificate. My name is Caleb.
And thank you guys so much for watching Cloud Thoughts episode 5. I don't know if we'll have music to take you out, but if we don't, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys. Oh, a
A little preview.
no, like the little interjection, or not. It's not interjection, but like the stuff you say at the end of the video, whatever. You know what I mean. As always, guys, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like, comment,
Comment,
hit
rate,
the
subscribe.
little bell, as everyone else says on YouTube nowadays. And I think we're still working on iTunes. We're on Cloud. We're on SoundCloud. We're on
YouTube. We're also on Twitter.
We're on Twitter, so
Yeah,
be
if
sure
you-
to follow
you
us
wanna
at
follow us on Twitter.
JNC Media. Same for Facebook. We're going to try to get some more pages up, maybe an Instagram page in the near future. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys in episode number 6.
Peace.